Hi all, welcome to day 8 of 30 days Kubernetes interview clearance challenge and troubleshooting steps. Today we'll try to look at how DNS is going to work. You all know DNS is one of the backbone for any communication. Whenever we try to connect any website, any service, DNS will play a major role. It will try to resolve our host name with IP address and we can connect. Right? How the Kubernetes level DNS is going to work. How a pod can connect to another pod or another service. The backend it will work is on a DNS. Pod generally have an IP address, but that is not a static. It is ephemeral. The IP of the pod can keep on changing. So through IP, we cannot connect to that particular pod. It is not reliable. How the request flow, if you observe, whenever our pod is trying to connect another pod, it will try to look at the DNS. It will try to do a DNS query. That DNS request goes through the core DNS. That is the core DNS is the DNS service in Kubernetes. The core DNS will try to look at that particular corresponding service record. Whatever the cluster IP, whatever the backend service is there, it will try to identify that particular service record. That traffic will send it to that particular cluster IP. Then that will reach to that endpoint. Then it will reach to the pod. The pod-to-pod communication will happen with the endpoint. It will look at the service. Service has labels and endpoints. It will try to connect to that particular corresponding pod. If you look at the detailed understanding of this process, the pod will try to connect to that particular DNS, core DNS. It will query that particular service endpoint. Let us say the namespace dot service dot that cluster dot local. Once it is identified that particular, the request will go to API server and all fine. So once it is identified that particular corresponding service, cluster IP details, request will forward it to that particular endpoint, LD pod IP. Then traffic will reach to that particular backend pods. Okay. So the core DNS, then it will go to service, endpoint, and then particular pod it will try to see. The corresponding commands if we want to understand. So how the format of, we need the key takeaway is how the DNS endpoint will look like. Format. If you try to understand here, the service name dot namespace dot svc dot cluster dot log. This is the service fully qualified domain name, FQDN. With that, it will try to connect. Thanks for watching for day 8. Follow for day 9. Thank you.